I want you to imagine that you're a little boy named Nick. Although your parents both work very hard to give you a good childhood, sometimes there isn't enough money to pack a lunch for you or your brother. So you decide to buy a lunch at school that day. When you walk up to the cashier with your tray of food, your lunch card doesn't have any money on it. Your parents couldn't afford it this month. So you watch, hungry, as the lunch lady throws your garbage or your lunch in the garbage. This is not an isolated incident. This happens to thousands of children in the United States every day, from grades kindergarten up until senior year of high school. Hundreds of children go hungry every day here in Iowa. You've probably known someone in this situation, or maybe you really were this child. No child should have to go hungry. School lunches should be available to all children, regardless of their parents' financial status. What we'll be discussing today is why we should and how we can provide free lunches for these children, so no child has to feel the shame or discomfort of not having any school lunch. Proper nutrition is vital to childhood development. The Brookings Institution found that in years when a school contracts with a healthy lunch company, students at school score better on end-of-the-year academic tests. On average, students' test scores are 0.03 to 0.04 standard deviations higher, about 4 percentile points. Not only that, the test score increases are about 40% larger for students who qualify for reduced price or free school lunches. These students are also the ones who are most likely to eat the school lunches. Campbellsville University also found that access to proper nutrition can help students maintain psychological well-being and reduce aggression. This can have a positive effect on students by avoiding discipline and school suspension. When children are properly fed, when their stomachs are full, they are less distracted by their hunger and are more likely to focus on their studies and their social lives. You know what it's like to feel hungry. When you're hungry, you don't notice anything else. We all agree that children need to be fed. What can separate us, however, is who should be responsible for feeding these children. If a parent has a child, they should be the ones to feed them, right? For parents to be eligible to enroll their children in free or reduced lunches, combined yearly income must be at least under the 150th percentile of the federal poverty line, which in the year 2017 for a family of 4 is $36,900. Unless we know them personally, we don't know how or why many parents are in the financial situations they're in. Maybe there's only one parent working while the other is permanently bedridden. Maybe it's a single mother. And maybe, you know what? Maybe the parents just are plain lazy. We don't like hearing it, but maybe sometimes the parents just don't care. We don't want to hear that. We don't like to hear that. Just because a parent isn't taking care of their child does not mean that child does not deserve to be taken care of. But how are schools expected to pay for all this free food they're giving out? There are several options available, actually. The Food and Nutrition Service, a subsidiary of the USDA, offers several programs that reimburse schools that utilize their school lunch programs. These programs include the National School Lunch Program, School Breakfast Program, Child and Adult Care Food Program, Summer Food Service Program, Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Program, and Special Milk Program. These programs are put in place specifically to feed children all throughout the year, including the summer months when school isn't in session. If schools choose to utilize these programs, schools will be reimbursed the cost of food and supplies by the federal government for feeding these children. We have the reasoning, we have the logic, and we have the tools to feed kids who don't have the resources to get food on their own. Children do not deserve to carry the weight of their parents' hardship or to suffer at the hands of a selfish school system. Children have the right to be fed, to feel confident that they will have food, and to not worry when their next meal will come. We may not like the fact that we have to pay for other people's mistakes, especially when it comes to other people's children, but we need to forget that. We need to forget the stigma in order to take care of our children and our future. Thank you.